I mean, you want to make sure you don't buy the worst EV, right? We know EVs. We've reviewed and range tested almost every single one on sale, from affordable electric hatchbacks to six-figure 1,000 horsepower electric SUVs. And the ones we're talking about today, right now, these are the best ones you can buy. We're Edmunds, and we test hundreds of cars each year on the road and at our private track, so you get the most trusted reviews. If you want to know which car, truck, or SUV is the best, then stick with us. You knew this one was going to be here. What started as a cheap-feeling alternative to the Model S became a refined, well-rounded electric car in its own right with the 2024 update. And now there's a new base Model 3 that can give you most of the Model 3 goodness for less than $40,000. Range, performance, and handling are all excellent. There is plenty of space, it's easy to drive, and Tesla's questionably named autopilot is still one of the most capable assists in the industry. You just gotta make sure you still watch out for the road. If you'd rather do all the driving yourself, a Model 3 Performance like the one in our one-year road test fleet is the sports car bargain of the industry. The Model 3 is one of the easiest EVs to own if you don't have home charging, because you get easy access to the whole Tesla supercharger network. This, in our experience, has been one of the most accessible and reliable charging networks in the country. One thing to note, there's been a change among EVs in the past couple of years, and now all of the best EVs on our list can charge at Tesla superchargers. Some of them require adapters, and non-Teslas are compatible with most superchargers, but not all of them. Still, a Tesla's charging advantage over other EVs is not what it once was. There are a couple potential deal breakers with the Model 3. Tesla is a software company as much as it's a car company, and that means no Apple CarPlay and no Android Auto. That's a bummer. All Tesla's Rivians and GM EVs do the same, and it's a trend we do not like. Also, in the Model 3, all of the controls go through the big center touchscreen, and there's no instrument cluster behind the steering wheel. Still, it's a fantastic EV for the money. If you don't want to go the Tesla route, we recommend the Hyundai Ioniq 6. And if you need to sell your current car to buy a new EV, we've got a great quick appraisal tool on the site that'll give you an offer in a couple of minutes. Links down below. The Ioniq 6 has a lot of strengths with great battery tech and high efficiency. The single-motor version of Hyundai's electric sedan is one of our fastest performers ever in the Edmunds EV charging test. At a 350 kilowatt public charger, our testing shows that the Ioniq 6 will add more miles of range in 10 minutes than any other EV. And if you're more into fast driving than fast charging, the Ioniq 6N is a beast. It's just as easy to drive and more comfortable than the Model 3, and the driver aids are pretty impressive even if there's no hands-free driving. The tech inside is intuitive, and there's easy CarPlay integration, something that can be hard to find on an EV. Plus, it has features like a digital instrument cluster and a head-up display that you just can't get in the Tesla. The downsides? There isn't much in the way of cargo space, and the trunk opening is tight. Also, the native navigation system looks dated and isn't great for finding charging options either. But yeah, as a package, the Ioniq 6 is really easy to recommend, especially with its sharper new design for 2026. Our favorite electric SUVs are, surprise, surprise, the SUV versions of our favorite electric cars. The best on sale right now is the Hyundai Ioniq 5. I love this thing. It's super comfortable and quiet and plenty quick if you get the one with all-wheel drive and you have two motors instead of one. One thing that separates it from the other electric SUVs is that Hyundai is really easy and straightforward to use thanks to its physical control layout. It also has the same fast charging as the Ioniq 6, and like every other EV on this list, it can take advantage of Tesla's supercharger network. We like the variety in the lineup too. Driving enthusiasts will love the Ioniq 5N, but if you're more comfortable at a campsite than a racetrack, the off-road ready Ioniq 5 XRT will help you get there, as long as the dirt road isn't too lumpy. Unfortunately, there isn't much cargo space compared to similar electric SUVs, and it's kind of hard to see out of with the thick pillars in the back. The Ioniq 5 has been a favorite of ours since it first went on sale in 2022, and it's still outstanding. With the Tesla Model Y, Tesla took everything good about the updated Model 3 and applied it to a more versatile form factor. There's a lot of space, both in the backseat and in the trunk. Seriously, the Model Y feels huge inside. Plus, there's bonus space in the form of a front trunk. If you want to carry 4 adults and their stuff, this is going to suit you well. It also has the same downsides as the Model 3. There are very few physical controls, no CarPlay, no Android Auto, no conventional instrument cluster. Also, although the affordable Model 3 Standard feels like a good deal, the Model Y Standard is missing too many features for us to recommend. But on the whole, we've got one in our one-year road test fleet. We've spent a bunch of time with this car, and yeah, the Model Y is just great. This car didn't earn a top spot, but we do have to give special mention to the Chevy Equinox EV. This one makes the most sense at the entry level. The base car costs around $35,000 and has a ton of space inside and 356 miles on our range test. One big downside is no CarPlay, but if you're looking for a cheap EV, this is a great option. But let's say you need more space and you want seating for 6 or 7, we've got some recommendations. Hyundai makes another appearance on our list with the Ioniq 9. What can we say, man? They make good EVs. There's so much to like here. First of all, the range exceeded our expectations, and if you're exercising that range on a road trip, it's a nice place for you and up to 6 other passengers. There's enough space for adults in all 3 rows, there's USB charging ports everywhere, and nice big windows so it's easy to see out of and not feel like you're trapped inside. The ride is also really good. Maybe more importantly though, the front seats are super comfy and mega adjustable. The tech is good enough up front and there are a fair amount of physical controls too, not too much in the screen. Other than the strangely heavy steering, the Ioniq 9 feels great from behind the wheel. We're big fans of this one, but what if you don't like the Ioniq 9's style? Try its corporate cousin, the Kia EV9. This was our favorite until the Ioniq came along, and it still has a lot of the same strengths. The Kia is a little better to drive and we think it's got more swagger than the Hyundai. Less range and comfort hold it back overall, but this is still an excellent option. The base model's a little cheaper than the Ioniq 9 too, and if you want to see listings and find the best price on an EV9 or any car, we've got them at Edmunds.com. The link's in the description. Before we move on from 3 rows, yes, I know it's not an SUV, but look at it. Volkswagen's electric reimagined bus is a charmer. It's got more space for people and cargo than any other EV, and it's got more character too. The material quality feels lackluster at this price point, and its range and charging capabilities lag behind competitors, but I mean, come on, I just want one. For some of us, if we're going to spend that kind of cash on an EV, we want it to be a luxury car, and there are some truly excellent electric luxury cars on sale. Audi A6 Sportback e-tron. Okay, so the name is a mouthful, but this thing seriously impressed us. The rear-wheel drive model is one of only 10 EVs to go more than 400 miles in the Edmunds EV range test, and it's one of the cheapest. But what's really cool is that you actually enjoy those miles. The A6 is effortless, super balanced, and actually really fun to drive. If you love to drive, the A6 is our clear winner. Plus, you get a ton of trunk space with that whole Sportback thing. The biggest problem is that we don't think the A6's cabin feels quite as luxurious as some other EVs in this price range. If you want a luxury EV that gives you an all-around premium experience, we'd go BMW. The cars we've mentioned so far are quiet and comfortable, but the BMW i5 sets a completely different standard. The tech is excellent on 2 big curved screens, the backseat is roomy and well padded, there are 4 USB ports in the back seats alone. Materials are also excellent, and we love the design of the cabin too. It feels so fancy. Speaking of design, some buyers will really appreciate the i5 for one particular aspect, and that's its looks. It looks just like a regular gas 5 Series because they're built on the same platform. We understand both preferences. Some people like their futuristic EVs to look super modern and different from a gas car, and others just want to waft along in silence totally under the radar. It's also excellent to drive, especially if you get the M60 version like the one we had as part of our 1-year road test fleet. That car actually beat the M5 in a comparison test we ran earlier this year. The i5 isn't perfect, there aren't many buttons, and some of the on-screen controls can be annoying, and keen drivers may dislike the numb steering, but this is an EV I'd happily drive every day. But if you need more space, get a BMW iX. Yes, the design is polarizing, it's not the prettiest car on sale, but this thing is so good, even folks who don't like the look should still consider one. It is so comfortable, both the ride quality and the seats are some of the best I've ever been in. The iX and the i5 both beat their EPA range on the regular. They're efficient EVs, which means you won't spend as much on charging per mile. The iX gets the same great materials and good tech as its sedan sibling, and the same impressive acceleration, and the same great driver aids. The touch buttons are still annoying, but they won't get in the way of enjoying a car like this. BMW is killing it with its EVs right now. They're notably better in a lot of areas than the Mercedes, the Audi, and the Porsche equivalents. But if you're curious how electric luxury SUVs or any other segment stacks up, our site has in-depth rankings and reviews for nearly every car on sale. You know where to find the link. Oh, and as a bonus prize for BMW, we've owned both an iX and an i5, and both of them have been perfectly reliable over a year. Keep it up, guys. If you need something with real utility, you probably know where we're going with this. Yes, the Rivian R1T. This was the first modern production electric truck, and in our eyes, it is still the best. There's a ton of storage in the bed, in the gear tunnel, under the rear seats, in the frunk, and the R1T is super easy to use as a tow rig. It'll move 11,000 pounds. The bed is smaller than an F-150 Lightning's, and it doesn't have the clever pass-through of GM's electric pickups, but there's plenty of payload capacity. Truck stuff? Got it. It's also super quick and genuinely fun to drive, especially if you like to go off-road. With the right tires, there are few trails that these things can't tackle. You'll have no problem having enough range to get to the trail either, and there are 3 battery options, so you only have to pay for the amount of range you actually need. The backseat is a little tight. The Rivian is a half size smaller than the Ford or the GMs, and Rivian is one of those companies that won't let you have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Still, when we take a step back to appreciate things, Rivian builds an outstanding electric truck. By the way, you can also get an SUV version in the form of the R1S. If this kind of stuff is helpful to you and you want to support us making more videos like this, a like and subscribe are the best way to help out. And if you have any thoughts about ideas for future videos or anything we missed, let us know in the comments. We do read them. And that's it. Those are our favorite EVs. There's been a ton of change in this space over the past 5 years or so. There are new models and even new brands. But we love doing the work to find the best ones out there, so you don't have to. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon.